Okay, just want to go over the ATM trades for today. And here was our Open, New York Open here. And what we're looking at is we've got this is our ATM line. It's got the blue and red dots here. Momentum is positive momentum is the green bars here. The negative momentum or the downward momentum is the red bars. The green dotted line here is our trend line, our ATM trend line. The blue bars here are candles, and the red are the ATM price filter bars. What we're looking for is when we see here we have a succession of red candles. When we get the very first blue candle, you see our trend is up here. When we get that very first blue candle that splits this trend line, so we've got part of our bar below the trend line and then closes above the trend line, we're going to look to the long side. But the ATM has to agree. So this ATM is red, so we're going to have to wait this second bar. And ATM does close blue here. We don't have any positive momentum yet, but we're going to go ahead and place an order to get long 2 ticks above the high of this bar. The high there is at 413. So 415 would be our long, which would get us in here. Our stop is going to be 2 ticks below here. And you notice once this trade gets, you get entered in this trade, you know, it never tests that initial stop here. And once you get some movement to the plus side, if you want to move your stop up, above or below the second candle here, or to your entry, that's fine. But what we'll look to do on the scalp portion of the trade is we're going to use these momentum bars to manage the trade. So if we're in here, we're looking for 2 consecutive pullbacks in the momentum. So we get a pullback here, but then we get an increase in momentum. We get a pullback and another pullback. So that's going to tell us we need to exit. And that will get us out right here at 421. So about 6 or 7 points there. Not a ton of points, but our second exit, if you're holding more contracts, or you want to look for more than the scalp portion of the trade, you can stay long as these momentum bars remain positive in your direction. Once they close negative, then you have to exit here. And the final exit would be once these blue bars here turn the opposite color, in this case red, you want to be out. And then we're looking for the next setup there. Here, and we're going to watch the time of day because we don't want to get into anything around lunchtime. But here's just after 10 o'clock. We got the trend still in the upward, with an upward move here. And we look at we get this first blue bar to split the line, our trend line, and close above it. And we look at our ATM line, and it's blue and it has positive momentum, so we can actually go long on the close of this first bar. We can wait for the second bar if you feel more comfortable waiting for the second bar to close and then going long a couple of ticks below there with a stop below here. In this case, we're with the trend, so we can go ahead and go long at 10,426. We'll follow our momentum here. We get an increase in momentum here, a pullback, an increase, a pullback, an increase, a pullback, and a pullback here. So that tells us we want to go ahead and get out there at 434. So about 11 points on that trade from your entry to exit on the momentum. Okay, and we get another setup. Well, actually here, I'll show you this here. We can also go counter to the trend. You see the trend is up. If we're going to go counter the trend, we've got to look for that first red candle that splits the trend line and closes below it, which this one did. And we're going to wait a second bar. If we're going counter trend, we're going to wait that second bar, and we'll wait for that to finish. Make sure the ATM is red or negative and the momentum is with us. And then we're going to go short 2 ticks below the low of this bar, which would be right here, but you see the price never got down there. So we just pass, and then they turn back blue. Again, we're with the trend. Okay, so we could go long this first bar, but we're going to look at the ATM, and you see the ATM is, it's blue, but you've got some negative momentum or red, a little bit of a red bar. So we're going to wait the second bar in this. That does close blue with positive momentum. Okay, so we're going to go long 2 ticks above the high of this bar, and that's going to be up at 436 with a stop 2 ticks below the low here at 425. So about 11 points of risk, and at 36, then we'll look at our momentum. We're going to get in here, an increase in momentum, an increase, a little bit of a pullback, an increase, a pullback, and our second pullback. We want to go ahead and exit just at the peak of this move here at 46. So another about 10 points there. So so we got about 28 points at this point in the day, almost 30 points. And you know, you may have hit your daily goal with that amount of points already for the YM. But we'll keep looking here just to show you the setups. Now this, we're getting into 11, well, it's 11:35, so we just have to be careful when we get into when we get close to lunchtime. But here was a setup here. Here we had our first let's see. Oh, we didn't look at this one here. Here you had a blue bar that was with the trend. Okay, but the momentum was to the negative side there. And so we'll wait that second bar, and 10,451 would be our long signal there, which would, you'd get in here, and then you're looking for 2 pullbacks in the momentum, and you'd be out here at 47 for a 4-point loss. Okay, but you see what the system does is it keeps your losses small, and that's the key to trading, is you got to manage the losers. The winners come. It's the key is managing the losers. Okay, so we've got a red bar that splits the line. The trend was up, so we'd be looking at a counter trend type trade, which means we know we're going to wait 2 bars. Okay, this bar finishes, the momentum is all in our favor, the ATM is red, and we're going to go short 2 ticks below the low of this bar, which would be at 436. And we don't immediately get filled in that, not until we get at this bar here. But we do get filled there, and then we're going to follow the momentum. We get an increase, a pullback, and a pullback. And that's going to take us right there to 424 from 36. So 12 points to the good there. And again, if you want to hold this as long as this stays red, you know, so you could actually hold this until the momentum closes to the opposite direction down at around 414, and the final exit would be once the red candles turn blue there. You'd want to be out. Alright, now we're getting into this is during lunchtime, so we want to be out of this stuff during lunchtime. And then here's we start getting into 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is a good time to come back and start looking for trades again. And here you have the trend is down clearly here. You get a first blue bar here to kind of split the line, but if you go in counter trend, you'd need another blue bar to close above that trend line. It didn't, so it turned red. This red one was the first red one now to cross the trend line, and we can actually go short. The ATM is red there. We're going with the trend to the short side, and that's at 420. And again, we'll manage it with we get an increase in momentum, an increase, a pullback, an increase, a pullback, an increase, a pullback, increase, pullback, pullback. Okay, so there's our exit here at 10,395 from 420. Okay, which gives you about 25 points there. So you know, you definitely would at that point would want to end your day. And just looking here, so nothing here. In order for us to have a trade here, we need this first blue bar to split the line. That didn't happen, so we're just gonna look, and then we come to the end of the day. So that plus 25 was our last trade. So we had plus 7, plus 11, plus 10, minus 4, plus 12, plus 25, and that gives us a total of 61 points. So if this would be an improvement over what you're currently using, then I suggest you come to the website and get yourself the ATM system.